Hi, welcome to my first restoration video. I'm Sarah and this is Second Spring. So I'm just starting the restoration project on this adorable little teak table I picked up on Facebook Marketplace. I went ahead and sanded one leg just so the difference can be seen. Used an 80 grit, a 180 grit, and a 220 grit for the final polish, and then added some Odie's Universal Oil. I'll do the same process to all the legs and to the tabletop, and we'll see how it turns out. There's a couple little cracks that concerned me, and so I'm actually going ahead and making my own wood putty. You do this with a good wood glue, and then I just popped open the sander and got sand from this actual piece so that I know the color matches. And I just mix those guys together, and I'm gonna fill it into this little crack, and then after it dries, we'll sand it off and you won't even know that it's there. The legs are all sanded and oiled, and as a final piece of protection, I have added some little screw-on plastic feet. These are super helpful because they keep the wood actually up off the surface of your patio so that water doesn't end up wicking up through the base, and so it makes everything last longer. I am getting ready to start my work on the tabletop. I just wanted to take a minute to show how well made this is. And so each of these little screws and the support for the slats keeps these slats from warping. And so the whole tabletop is still very sturdy and true. It's got a little bit of weathering, but I'm getting ready to take care of that right now. Okay, the underside of the table is nicely cleaned up. I did a light sanding with a 180 grit. It is super smooth to the touch, and all the little surface layer of dirt is gone. Some people like to pressure wash, and I have done that with some teak, but this guy just needed a gentle sanding and a thorough vacuuming. Now we're on to the top of the table. We are on the top of the table. As you can see, it's in very good shape. There's no warping. So what I'm going to do now is, just like the legs, I'll do an 80 grit, a 180 grit, and a 240 grit, get it all sanded down, and then oiled with the Odie's Universal Oil. Just finished the final layer of sanding with a 240 grit, and it is beautifully silky and smooth. Sanding did not reveal any scary surprises, so next step is adding a layer of Odie's Universal Oil. I find this part so satisfying. I'm gonna try to capture a little video while doing it one-handed. Forgive me if I make anybody seasick. Isn't that gorgeous how it just brings out the color? And also, it smells really good. I just love this stuff. Okay. Back when it's all finished. How beautiful that wood looks. I am now on to the chairs. These were so dirty, they even had moss growing from them. So I did go ahead and take them out on to the driveway and power washed them. I will do better on the next one and actually capture video of that, because it's really satisfying seeing the dirt come off, period. But this is my first foray and I'm gonna make mistakes, period. So with them power washed, it roughs up the surface of the wood, and so they were then sanded and oiled and all put back together, and you can now see all 3 pieces together. I think they really came out beautifully. I hope that you agree, and this is a second spring for these pieces of wood getting ready to go enjoy their new life with somebody else. Second spring is a Chinese cultural concept that reframes menopause as a time of renewal and opportunity rather than decline. The term draws parallels to the spring season, symbolizing rebirth and fresh starts. For many women, including myself, second spring represents a period of personal growth, self-discovery, and the pursuit of long-held dreams. It encourages women to embrace this transition, focusing on health, wisdom, and new beginnings, rather than viewing it as a loss of youth or femininity. I hope you enjoy this series and watch all of the future videos.